Hello and welcome back to the World channel, the reading and writing. So I did manage to finish 9 books this month, and I would have managed to finish more if I hadn't caught a nasty flu cold thing at the very end. Typical. But so yeah, I finished these 9 and I am actually honestly quite proud of myself. So this past summer I didn't read quite as much as I intended. So this month I was catching up with myself with my own series where I'm rereading the Discworld novels. So I did 2 this month. I finished Eric, which technically it's a little sidestep. Technically, it's a novelette, and Moving Pictures, which I read most recently, Moving Pictures is technically the 9th. But it's factually the 10th and I'm sticking to it. Eric doesn't really get talked about as much, I feel. Maybe that's just the people I've been around. But I've already filmed and done the videos on these two, so I'm not gonna talk about them more in this one. And then I finished 3 mangas. Now I have noticed when I'm trying to find some interesting mangas to read, for some reason the BL or boys love or the yaoi section, for some reason the plot lines in them interest me more than the other ones, and I don't know why. Apart from Jujutsu Kaisen, that one interests me quite a bit, so I decided to try out the first one. Mainly because I've been seeing so much about Jujutsu Kaisen, particularly on YouTube for some reason. So I decided to check it out, and honestly, I'm impressed. I think I'll keep reading the series. This, in case you don't know, well, I don't know basically, but it's about these Jujutsu sorcerers who are in Japan, and in this world there are spirits that cursed spirits feed on unsuspecting humans. There's a legendary feared demon called Ryomen Sukuna. Pardon my pronunciation. Well, basically, there's a demon out to take over the world. We have our main character, who I actually this main character, this guy here. What's your name? Yuji Itadori. I like him. Like, he isn't your stereotypical male protagonist. Like, he's a bit of an idiot, but the type of idiot that I like he isn't like down my throat with being an absolute idiot. He is strong, he isn't stupid, he has his reasons for doing the things that he does, not just because he's blindly doing things to be a hero. He is an idiot, and I love him. So I'm probably gonna continue collecting and reading Jujutsu Kaisen. Another first that I came across on Amazon is little confusing. It's Thai High Reiwa Hanamaru Academy, and it's basically your stereotypical shoujo manga with, you know, like the cute girls, the girly girl type of stories that you may have read. Where you have the typical school day. There's someone who is learning about things like wearing bras, wearing makeup, how to do social media, making friends, how to not make friends, and all these like cute storylines that have typically been around about girls. This is literally that same plotline, those same storylines, that same story beats, except with boys. With the same panty shots, which honestly I was like, am I allowed to read this? With the same panty shots down the like the over. I'm trying to think of the words, like when you have female characters in manga and anime, when their chest area is gets a lot of attention in the art, when there's an upskirt shots and how they pose and how they interact with one another. This is exactly that, just literally gender flipped, and it's, I can adore it, but at the same time I'm very, very confused by it. So I'm not sure if I'll continue this series, but at the very least this made me think, so it has that going for it. Now those two, they weren't yaoi boys love. This one however is, and it's a sweet one. It's Yaki the bookshop goat. And it is cute, it's adorable, it's about the goat character Yaki, who is interested in books and working in a bookshop, where he works with his manager Okami, who is a wolf. And the thing about goats, however, is that they eat paper, they eat books, and that is the very first problem that our dear Yaki has. But this is such a cute story. It does get a little bit graphic. You do see certain activities. They don't shy away from, but it's not in your face and it does flow naturally. So I like this book. It's cute. It's cute. Another first for me was I read my very first Dorothy L. Sayers book. I started with her very first book about about her most famous character, Lord Peter Wimsey, whose body. So it's literally about this character, Lord Peter Wimsey. He is an aristocrat. He dabbles in investigation. He isn't stupid. He carries himself very stupidly, like he is an idiot, but he isn't, because basically there's a body found in a bathtub and no one knows how it got there. As for the story itself, I liked it well enough. It's very, very different. I've read more of Agatha Christie, and so Dorothy Sayers and Agatha Christie are completely different writers. Christie is more into, from a character's perspective and character study. Sayers is more the story itself, like the plot, how the story progresses, and it's very I don't know what I was expecting, but it is very, very different from what I kind of have come to expect. The story was fine. It flowed well and naturally, and you do get the clues to figure it out for yourself, and I kind of did. Just, as usual, it's the details and how exactly things happen that, and why. The why was very heartbreaking. Like, okay, I have to say, the villain in this book is just, he's horrible. He's so heartless. So I can give it a book that I did like it. And another thing that I really liked about this book is how people speak. It's really eye-opening. Like, how the main character, he calls his friend Daddy. And that completely threw me off. He's just, I love the way that Lord Peter Wimsey speaks. It's completely different. So, again, I'm not sure if I will continue reading. Well, I might, because I'm starting to think that it would do me good. So I may actually buy the second book and then just from that. I mean, why not? What do I have to lose? I have nothing to lose. Speaking of Agatha Christie, I did manage to finish 2 of her books this month. I finished the Murderebigrad, which is a Miss Marple story. But like with the Miss Marple stories, you don't really follow the old lady herself. We follow, in this case, a parson. He is the main character and a driving viewpoint in this story. Mainly because the body in question is found in his office, and it's the body of a man who nobody liked. a very argumentative man. He was, that would be Colonel Prothero. And yeah, Colonel Prothero is found dead in the clergyman's study shortly after the clergyman himself said that the world would be better if the colonel was murdered. But like other people have said before, when you're reading Miss Marple, she doesn't tend to be at the center of it. Like in this book, she kind of just went in the. She was kind of more in the periphery. She was to the side doing her own thing. She did help out. She did bring up points, and she was a valuable witness, and she did bring all the conclusions together. But very, very different from Hercule Poirot. But I do love Miss Marple. I do like her. It also doesn't hurt that I haven't been spoiled as much with the Miss Marple stories, so I generally didn't know how this was going to play out. I didn't know the conclusion, so that was fun. And then I read the Seven Dials Mystery, which took me an embarrassing long time to finish because I made the mistake of putting it down for a couple of days. I didn't recommend it. I found out that if I really want to finish a Christie novel, I need to just focus. In my defense, however, I was coming down with the nasty cold, so yeah. So I have to make the confession that I was somewhere, I was about a third of the way done, and then I pretty much just speed read through the rest of the book, so I know what happened, I know who the murderer is, and it was... But again, this is very, very different from the Poirot stories. This is about... Essentially, this is Agatha Christie poking fun of the aristocracy and the idle rich, basically. We do meet again Bundle and her father, Lord Caterham. They appeared first in the story The Secret of Chimneys. So this is kind of like a continuation of that book. In a sense, it's like a spiritual nenema. How in the world do I describe the plot when I had a fever while I'm reading it? Basically, a person dies while visiting Seven Dials. Not Seven Dials. Seven Dials is a club. When visiting Chimneys, that kicks off the plot. We very quickly then have our second death, and very clearly that both are murders, and it's within a group of friends. And then we have a lot of intrigue concerning, I'm going to say international affairs and intrigue, and leave it at that. Okay, I did quite... If I hadn't had a fever, I probably would have enjoyed this better. So, in my recommendation, don't read it while you have a fever. And last thought I'm going to show you, and the one I'm the most proudest of, I finished reading Pam Ayres on Animals. This is her collection of poetry and short essays, and I really, really liked it. I kind of needed to read this book. I needed to read, I've been wanting to read more poetry, because I've been sadly deficient in that. And I like the look of Sam. And I like the look of Pam Ayres, and I mean, I may not be 100% a fan, and that's a good thing, because then I definitely have my own taste in poetry, but I liked it well enough, and I do adore this book. I think it's sweet, and her poetry on animals, particularly about her dogs, her poetry, because she's done a lot of work with animal welfare within the UK. As far as I understand, she's like the preservation of hedgehogs that unfortunately are, I'm not sure if they are an endangered species, but they are definitely at risk. So that's sad, but I do feel like it's good that people are talking about it, and we have people who bring it to everyone else's attention. So I do quite like this book. But yeah, those are all the 9 books that I managed to finish in August. I am a little bit bummed. Like, I always try to do more. I always plan to do more than I do Menace, but at the same time, I'm only one person. I only have my brain to work with. So on one hand, I want to do more, but the other, I'm pleased with what I do Menace because I did finish 9 books. There are 3 manga. I read 2 Agatha Christie. I read my first Dorothy L. Sayers. I finished a poetry collection, and I read 2 Discworld novels. So I did good. So yeah, that is enough from me for this time. I'm very excited to see how much I do manage to read in September. I will be updating you again with that in the beginning of October. So until then, take care. And I really hope that there's something else on this channel that you would be interested in watching. Like my series on the Discworld and reread novels. That came out weird, but okay. I also do some book hauls once in a while and whatever pops in my brain when my brain functions. But yeah, I will hopefully see you later and take care. Bless.